bend over to pick up the baby, and there is a guttural growl that happens into my ear, and it's so strong. I'm bending over that it's like this low belly, not human, like not human.
Do you have any inner child wounds that come up into your now relationship, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like, yes, I do. Probably people pleasing, you know? I have a lot of siblings, so I think my parents were really tired by the time I came around, and they were also separated. When I came into the picture, I was the last one out of my siblings. So I always tried to make myself, I don't know, I guess I tried to hide from my parents feeling like they had to worry about me. I think I felt a little bit like a burden. Like I came along and then things changed for everyone. So I tried to make myself the best, like whatever they wanted me to be. I was like, I'm gonna be whatever y'all want me to be. And maybe that's why I was like, I'm gonna be like the best little Christian girl.
Yeah, now I can see that coming into play.
Yeah. And that can show up in my relationships for sure, because I love so hard.
Yeah.
I love so hard, and it's not a bad thing.
Not at all.
I think it's great, like, where my capacity is to love someone, even if they don't, necessarily deserve it. But it can be a blurry line that I play with of, like, my ability to love someone so deeply can kind of coincide with my disregard for my own needs.
Yeah.
And I have to check myself every now and then.
Set boundaries.
Set standards.
Set standards, yeah.
Set standards, yeah. And like I take ownership of it. Like I have allowed past partners to kind of run game on me because I'm really, if anyone that I've dated is watching this in the past and you feel like you got away with something, you didn't. I just want you to know you didn't get away with it. I knew the whole time. I just kind of, I like peace.
Yes.
I like peace, and my bandwidth for BS is pretty big. Like, my tolerance is pretty high.
Yeah.
So I like to pick and choose whether or not I blow my lid. But
I thought you were gonna say blow my load, and I was like, whoa.
Like, pop off, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I think setting standards, more clearer standards in the beginning, instead of allowing someone to just be complacent in their own bullshit just because I want them to be happy.
Yeah.
That's a little manipulative too, because I'm not really challenging that person to be better. For me.
How do you think, for you, with that inner child, that little girl Allie inside of you, what can you do to make her feel like she doesn't need to please people?
Please people?
Yeah, she doesn't need to. Like, she's amazing just the way she is. She doesn't have to fit into someone else's, like, box or be perfect.
Oh, I definitely feel like I've been working on this for years. I've worked on this for like 7 years now. So I don't feel like it's nearly as bad anymore.
Yeah.
But I guess just all of the work that I've done, like remembering it, and it really and truly just comes down to whether or not I want to believe if I'm worthy, you know? Like, am I actually worthy of the love I give? Do I actually want to receive that back? Do I think I'm worthy of receiving that? And if I'm not getting it, then I you gotta leave.
Yeah.
You gotta leave.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Some people, it's not to say someone's bad if they can't give you.
No,
what
everyone
you
loves
need.
in different ways.
Yeah.
But there is like a line that it's like if you're being like almost neglected by this and you're like putting all of your energy and they can't reciprocate like 50%, or if it's like fucking with your mental health, like some relationships just aren't right for each other.
No,
you know?
it comes down to compatibility.
Yeah.
Like it really truly does. Because some people date people who are avoidant and dismissive in relationships, and they love that.
Yeah.
Because they don't want the connection and closeness. They don't like that. They like just the benefits of a relationship that they want.
Right.
Which is just maybe like physical and maybe minimal companionship. Some that works for some people.
Yeah.
Some people are sociopaths.
Some people are fucking...
Straight up though.
Some people
Like,
are fucking
I mean,
crazy.
you know, like a sociopath and another sociopath probably have a great fucking time.
That sounds really scary. That's like how people just end up murdering each other. Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Or just murdering people together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde type shit.
Chucky and what's her name?
I'm so scared
Tiffany.
of Chucky. I can't. What is you
We should talk
know?
about Halloween too at some point.
Definitely. What's one of the dumbest things you've ever done for a guy?
Ever done for a guy?
Yeah, done for a guy.
Like done for, or like he did this and I still stayed.
Or that, or like I can start and give an example.
Okay, yeah, give me an example.
The dumbest thing I've ever done for a man, probably this is one of my dumbest things I've ever done in my life, is I fucking fell head over heels for the biggest narcissist, gaslighting motherfucker in the world. Dated him for 3 months, and he talked me into moving from LA to Austin and buying a house he said he was going to pay 50% of and didn't give me a single dime. And I moved all the way over here.
I'm glad you're here, but yeah, that was dumb, bitch.
So dumb. I wish like someone could have just slapped me and I've been like, no.
To be fair, I did not know you, but I did see you at EDC, and I grabbed you by the face, and I was like,
You look like you saw a ghost.
because I knew.
I thought someone died by the look on her face. I was like, are you okay?
No, I was
like,
not okay because you were not okay.
Be careful. And then like walked away and I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? He's a demon, be careful.
I think, I don't know, my last conversation with him, I never had a romantic anything with him, but it did alarm me.
Yeah.
His ability to pretend
Ew.
like he was concerned for people's safety when he was actually putting people in danger.
Yeah. Also, we already
Crime.
lived.
Criminal.
We already lived here. during that point.
yeah.
So the warning needed to come 2 months prior.
I'm sorry.
But that was my dumb thing. What's some dumb stuff you did?
I didn't plan on you being such a dumb bitch.
Fuck you.
I'm kidding. I love you. You're so much smarter now.
Thank you. I'm really working on it.
Yeah.
Think I'm gonna move for you in 3 months? Fuck no. Maybe
Unless.
a year.
Unless.
Got that house on the ocean? Shit, I might.
Well, I didn't do anything like move like that. I have moved for a guy, but he was not evil.
Not evil.
He wasn't evil. He's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no animosity there. But something that is like funny, like my ex, well, I don't know if I'd even call him my ex, a boy I did. Well, yeah, I would say he's an ex. But would you say 6 months just talking to someone and saying you're exclusive with that person, like you would count them as an ex?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just, all right. All right,
I know
moving
some
on.
men would say no, but yeah.
Well, it's because they weren't exclusive.
Exactly.
What? You just didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So, This is funny. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'll never forget this one conversation I had with this one guy I dated, and we were in the car, and I really hope the Uber driver was like, what the hell? Like, okay, so this guy, he was like, I think people choose to be gay. Like, he thinks people choose to be gay. Which I'm sure there's some studies that could probably back some of what he's saying, but it was where the debate led. So I'm bi, so I wanted to challenge this.
Yeah.
And I was like, so you think people choose to be gay? That's odd. What do you think about animals, you know? Because he goes, I just think people choose to be gay because social constructs and their environments either encourage them to be straight or gay, which I'm sure there is some influence, but I wouldn't say entirely. Like, this is biology, right?
Right.
So then I was like, well, what do you think about dolphins or, you know, monkeys who've had, like, homosexual relations with each other? They don't have any social constructs based around labels or, like, sexual identities. And he couldn't really give me an answer. And he was like, oh, well, that's just different. And then I challenged it even further. And I said, well, what do you think about me? Because I know I'm bisexual. And he was like, well, that's a really good point, Allie, because just like you, I can find the same sex attractive. You just act on it. And bitch, I stayed. Even though that dude, I mean...
Do you think he's bi?
Yeah. I just don't think that... I don't know. I think that's an odd thing.
That's a very strange thing to say.
It's giving internalized homophobia.
Yeah. I could see that.
Internalized homophobia. Which is sad, because that means there's probably a part of him who doesn't actually want to
admit it.
Just like accept himself fully.
Oh, that's even deeper.
You know?
Accept yourself.
That's sad.
Come out.
And so he probably just like needs a reason why that part of him exists.
Yeah. That is
Let your freak flag fly, guys.
Let your freak flag fly.
Let your freak flag fly.
Like this basketball. Just colors of the rainbow, you know?
Yes, because you were born this way. It's okay to be gay. Also, closeted men make psychopaths, so...
If you want that dick, go just get that dick.
Yeah.
God
If you
damn.
want a burger, get a burger. If
Yeah.
you want a french fry, get a french fry.
I totally forgot about this.
What?
You were on The Bachelor.
Oh, yeah.
Milk Boys edition.
Yes.
Did you win?
I got to top 3.
She got to the top.
Oddly enough.
What was that like? I know they're a pretty like rowdy bunch, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did see some of the clips, like definitely not The Bachelor vibes, but like what was that? What was that experience like?
It was so much fun.
Yeah?
Oh my God. I had the best time. They're just such a great group of guys to be around. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
For starters. They're so funny. And the crew that they have with them is phenomenal. Like, everyone from the director, the videographers, I mean, every person on their team was just awesome and so respectful and cool. And they also just they had really good energy. Really good energy. Like, even Steiny, like, a great person to work with. Like, they're all cool.
It did look fun from what I saw. It looked like a blast.
It was awesome. I loved it so much. And I learned a lot, too. because I don't really feel like I have much experience with YouTube,
Yeah.
like, world. I don't know very many YouTubers. And it was so cool to be around them because they are widely respected. I mean, the minute I even posted about Nelk, I had so many of my old friends from high school.
Oh,
my
shit.
God, the Nelk guys.
Yeah.
Tell them I said hi, like, get a pic. And I was like, wow, like, this is crazy, like, how much this means to a lot of people. So
That's the same thing with like the massive like TikTokers or like YouTubers.
Yeah.
Like Tony, it's like mind blowing. You do a couple of videos and everyone's asking like, did you really get dragged by a fucking shark? Like I went to a wedding and I went to a fucking wedding in Chicago and it was like like people I went to high school with and they're like, are you okay? Like that golf ball really hit you in the head. Like you got dragged by a shark. How are you not dead? Like all these questions. And I was like, oh, alrighty. Like these people are actually like popping.
yeah,
It's wild.
I know.
Fan base.
It is really cool to see, though, and it's cool to be a part of.
Very true. I mean, they do put, not all, but like the ones I know personally, they just put so much effort and energy into creating this content where it's like, you have to sit back and be like, damn, y'all really working your asses off.
No, it is
like,
so
every
respectable. It really is. I mean, they have a good time.
Yeah.
They're normal people too. But the work ethic and like discipline it takes, because like we were only filming for a week, and there was just so many logistics that go into play of hurting that many girls. And like
how many girls were there?
There was 22.
Holy shit!
I know, and I made it to top 3.
Killing it.
Yeah.
That's so impressive. Did you take it serious at all? Like, did you want to win, or were you kind of just like having fun with it?
I was definitely having fun with it.
Yeah.
I also was having fun just like getting to like use those theater and improv skills that I had, you know? Like they were really fun to work with, and I liked getting to like, you know, be a little mean. That was fun. Steiny makes it easy to be mean to him on camera. He does. He's actually really cool though. He's actually a really nice guy. Aww. And I have a lot of respect for him. I have a lot of respect for all of them. But I mean, they're all just great.
Was that your first like kind of like reality TV series that you've done? Have you done anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you just did something kind of like that. How was that?
I mean, it wasn't a dating show, thank God.
Yeah.
I was just playing golf, but I was in my element, I would say. Like, that was so much fun being able to compete and learn a new skill. And obviously, it's nice when you win at the end. But, like, being a part of an actual group, like, everyone bonds over the week of filming. And then you're leaving with, like, brand new friendships or, like, stronger friendships than you had before. And it was just such a fun opportunity. Like, mine wasn't scripted, and I was, like, definitely trying to be myself in it the whole time. But I think I would definitely be down to do, like, a different type of reality TV show.
So I'm gonna counter you on that and say I actually was so relieved when I found out it was scripted.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to be analyzed in situations like that based off, like, how I really am. I mean, I just think those are like two. Dating is so personal.
That's true. Well, yours was a dating show. Mine was more of like
That's
a
so personal.
game.
Like, I don't want to like be building a very potentially serious connection with someone with a camera in my face.
100%.
No, I can't get down with that.
See, with that, also, you can read the script and you see how you're going to be perceived. With me, the way they edited some of these episodes, it looks like I'm a bitch. Like, at one point, this girl says thank you, and I said thank you back, but the way they scripted it looked like I was being an asshole and didn't say thank you back.
Like, they edited it to make you look mean.
Yeah. And I was like, this is bullshit. And there was so many parts where I was, like, goofing off and, like, salsa dancing and, like, not taking it serious. And my partner was literally yelling at me, like, get it fucking together. And they didn't put any of it in, and they made me look so serious the day of competition when, in fact, I'm, like, doing cartwheels. And I was like, y'all fucking me up right now.
you know, you know who you are. I know who you are. It's fine. But that's another thing. It's like, it's kind of disappointing when you are making an effort to be yourself and then yourself is not shown.
Right,
in the final
I
product.
was a little irritated.
So
I was like, come on.
I didn't have that, like, that attachment to being perceived exactly as I am because I wasn't being exactly as I am.
That's true.
Yeah,
You were acting.
yeah. yeah.
We should get into Halloween.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Let's get into Last year, I know I had Jenna on here, so we talked about the bingo baddies.
Yeah, we're going to do it again, right?
We're doing it again.
Yay!
What was your name?
I think mine was Agatha.
Agatha. I don't even remember if I had a name.
Agnes, one of the two.
She looked like the richest grandma lady ever. It was the funniest thing. I'm so pumped to do it again.
I can't wait. Bless everyone's heart.
So much fun.
Gonna see us at the Bingo Baddies Ball.
Bingo baddies round 2. I don't think it's fair if we compete in the contest again. I guess we could do it for fun.
Not fair for who?
Everyone else, because we're gonna win. Who wouldn't vote for 4 grandmas twerking on stage?
So you're saying we're definitely gonna win? And you want us to not compete?
I just feel like it'd be a little odd.
What, Jamie? This is not you. What the hell?
I don't let somebody else get the cash money. We didn't even spend it.
They can try harder.
We still have like $3 grand at that place.
No, we don't. I spent it on my birthday. I told y'all.
What?
I told y'all. I said, I'm using that tonight. We're all here right now.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, you were. I said, we're all here right now. We're never all here right now together. We're gonna use the Mayfair money.
I never went to Mayfair.
I invited you.
I know, bitch. I didn't go. I was tired. All right, that's fine. We'll go back and win it again. We're going back, Mayfair. Y'all want to see the Bingo Baddies? That's where we'll be. Mayfair, 7 o'clock, twerking on stage.
And not a minute past 9 because we'll be tired.
We're gonna die. It's our deathbed at 10 p.m.
That's our bedtime.
Oh my God. I know that you have a crazy, I don't know if you'd feel comfortable telling that crazy story.
What crazy story?
Your spooky story.
Oh, for Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, if there's something else you want to talk about for
Should
Halloween.
I keep the glasses on for this one?
That's totally up to you.
Should I take them off? Okay. So, spooky story time. Spooky story time. Grab your popcorn.
Literally.
Okay, so I moved to San Marcos, and I was living with these 4 other girls. We're all in our very early 20s, so we're all in similar paths of life, but different. I'm no longer in school. I've given up on school, and I'm focusing on making money, working, and I need to make money. I need to find something stable. And I get a bartending job, but I need something during the week. One of the girls, she's very in school, good for her, and she's like, oh, you can take my babysitting position. I don't want it. They're too demanding. They're just out there in New Braunfels, though, and they pay amazing. And I was like, this is great. When I was working in the churches and stuff, I worked really closely with little kids, and also babysat ever since I was 13, so I had loads of experience under my belt. I love children.
Yeah.
I love them. I do. I love them so much. So, I love little babies and kids. I do. So I was like, this is great. This is awesome. This is a dream for me.
Yeah.
Getting paid to do what I freaking love to do. Yes. So I go out there. It is a house in this very large but tucked away acres of land. Houses are miles apart from each other, so there's no real sense of neighborhood. You know, it's lots of land, and then you go down a couple miles and there's another house.
Jeez.
But it's out there in the country, out there in the countryside. Beautiful. there's 3 kids, 1 newborn, 1 2-year-old, and 1 4-year-old. They're all girls. And this family is living in the guest house of their newly bought main house. And they're all living in the guest house because the main house is being renovated. So the living quarters that I was working in, and this was a short amount of time I was working with this family because things escalated in a very spooky, not cool way. Not Casper the Friendly Ghost way.
Jesus Christ.
Very quickly. So, the living situation was very small. You could see and hear everything in this house. It was like a small apartment.
Yeah.
So it would start with little things like, first of all, the mom did not need a babysitter. She didn't have a job. No, not judging, but she just did not need a babysitter. She was spending all of her time at brunch and like just not at home. It was very odd to me.
It was very
Maybe that's a little judgmental, but it was very odd. So I thought that was weird. So she'd come home like just like from brunch or like shopping like at TJ Maxx. And it's just weird. But start with little things like the mom would ask how my friend was who gave me the job, and the 4-year-old would be like, no, we don't like her. We don't want her to come back here anymore. And I was just like, okay, like my roommate's like not an ogre. I don't know what that came from.
Yeah.
You're 4. Like,
Oh my God.
And then it was little things like I was making them lunch one day and I tried to sit down at the table to eat lunch with them, and the 4-year-old's like, no, don't sit there. So-and-so sitting there. And I am not one to bash a child's imagination. So me being me, I play along immediately. I'm also, I'm here for a little good play pretend. And I'm like, oh my gosh, of course. Duh, they're sitting there. I am so sorry. Excuse me. I'm so rude. I'm so sorry. So I sit down next to them. I'm over here thinking like, oh, kids' imagination.
Right.
No. No. And then it went to even weirder things. Like they had a playroom, a little small playroom. I think it used to be maybe like the garage. They converted it into a playroom and opened it up. Things would start moving, like toys would start moving on their own. And I even asked the mom about it, and she was like, oh, toys have batteries in them. Sometimes they go off, but it would be toys like blocks. It'd be like
the dinosaurs.
I don't think everything is battery powered, ma'am.
This block don't get up and walk.
We're like looking at some very suspicious physics going on in this house. So things like that would happen, and I'd be like, okay, like whatever.
Right.
So it got to the point where I was like, I definitely am acknowledging the fact that there is something paranormal in this house. And me being open-minded, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to assume it's something bad. I'm going to be hopeful that it's just something fine, and I just need to go about my day and do my job, make my freaking money,
right,
take care of these kids. She works 2 jobs. Sorry, the Reba song. Anyways, so it was not that. It then quickly turned into the mom came home one day and she had a friend with her. They were obviously boozed up from brunch, and I'm about to walk out the door. I'm waiting for Mama to give me some money so I can leave. And the friend, drunk on the couch, she's like, is she supposed to have those? And I look over, and the 4-year-old has some sewing scissors that she's pulling out of her toy chest. I remember where these sewing scissors were. They were in a place that she could never get these. And I had my eyes on these kids the entire time. I'm a good babysitter. Scouts on her. I'm a good babysitter. So I was like, I have no idea how she got those. I'll get them from her. I go to get these sewing scissors from this 4-year-old, and she is hysterical at the idea of me taking them away from her, and it's almost as if like she feels like she's going to be in trouble if she does not keep these. She keeps saying that she had to have them, and her little imaginary friend told her to to keep them and to do it. So that was like really scary, but I would say shit really hit the fan, and I was like, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, it's to the point where I'm like, okay, this place is haunted. Even one of my other roommates was like, oh yeah, my other roommate didn't want that job anymore because that place was haunted as fuck. And I was like, thanks a lot, Ashley.
Yeah. That's for the
Thanks
good.
a lot. You bitch. I'm just kidding. She was just scared. So I had fully accepted that this place was haunted and probably by something not very nice. This was my last night. The parents were like, we are going to be gone a little later than normal, and we're actually going to have the 4-year-old with us.
Even though I was scared, I knew that the 4-year-old was most attached to this thing. So I kind of was like, oh, maybe it'll go with her. No, it did not go with her. It stayed right behind with all of us, with me, the 2-year-old, and the baby. So the parents were going there, take the kid to like the rodeo or the carnival.
Yeah.
And I was like, what time am I gonna be back?
It's already.
What time are you gonna be back? And they said probably around like 11 midnight. Again, this is a house that is miles away from other people. Like I'm out here in the country. There's nothing else out here.
Right.
Okay. I was like, okay. I hadn't been there past 7 p.m. The sun had always been up when I was leaving, so I'd never been there in the dark.
Oh my god, it's terrifying.
Yeah. Well, everything combined makes it horrifying. But, so I was like, you know what? We're gonna pay you really well. I'm hungry. I'm young. I need cash.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay. Like, don't be a pussy, Allie. Like, don't be a pussy. You can do it, Allie. These kids need you.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, okay, like I'll do it. Anyways, the mom, when she's leaving, she's like, one thing I ask is please don't have these girls in the living room. They have been refusing to stay in their bedroom at night, and it is just a hassle for me to have to put them to bed. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but right now, I'm like, that mom didn't give a fuck about her kids.
No. Oh my god, if my kids were like, I'm terrified, I don't want to sleep in there, I would have been like, sleep in my room.
Sleep in my room. Sleep on the couch. Just get some sleep.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do my best. Newborn and 2-year-olds can't be that hard. So I put them to bed, and it's a tiny little bedroom. All 3 of those girls shared one room. And put them to bed, and I go back to the living kitchen area, and I hear a scream. From the bedroom. Stop what I'm doing, go. And it's pitch black in there because there's no lights outside. And they don't have a nightlight on in the room. I don't know why they didn't have a nightlight. But I go in and I'm like, are you okay? Some context, the 2-year-old and the baby were sick the entire time I watched them. The baby had to be on some kind of like sleep apnea machine.
Oh my gosh.
Almost. It was like really intense. She couldn't breathe.
Wow.
And then the 2-year-old had just very abnormal allergies, also breathing problems. The 4-year-old was fine, but the 2-year-old and the baby were always sick. So when she screamed, I thought maybe something wrong. Like, you need your medicine. Are you okay? She wouldn't say anything to me. I just stood there in the doorway looking at her and her little pull-out trundle. Just laying in her bed, not saying anything to me. Even though she screamed out.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be down the hall. Get some sleep. I go back to what I'm doing. I think I was washing dishes or something. And I hear another scream again. And I'm like, okay. Now I'm worried. I go in the room. It's pitch black in this room. Maybe some moonlight. Maybe. Not even. I sit down on this little bed.
You don't turn the lights on.
I don't turn the lights on. The hallway light is on.
Okay.
So it's not, you know.
So you can see.
I can kind of see. I can see shadows of like her.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you can see someone in the dark.
Right.
Like the hallway light.
Yeah.
I sit down and I'm like, what's wrong? This is a 2-year-old, okay? She doesn't say a word. Her eyes look like they're about to cry. And you're me. I'm the 2-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
You say, what's wrong?
What's wrong?
I go, just point directly behind you, which was the closet of the room. I felt the weirdest shiver down my body because she couldn't even speak. She looked terrified.
Yeah.
She looked terrified. And there wasn't a fucking chance in hell I was gonna turn around and see what the hell she was pointing at.
Yeah.
Oh hell no! I don't want to see what that little girl's seeing. Oh no! No! I'm way too grown for all of that.
She said, "I know how to fucking make it out of a horror film. I'm not looking."
I'm not looking. Okay, like she's at the sweet spot where she can suppress that and never remember it.
Maybe.
Like I, on the other hand, 20 years old, I would remember that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Rest of my life. So I was turning around and I would just go, do you want to sleep in the living room? Whatever mom said, I was like,
yeah, fuck this bitch.
Like, do you want to go sleep in the room? Doesn't miss a beat. Goes on out, just bolts out of the room. She couldn't wait to get out of there. She could not wait to get out of that room.
Shit.
So I'm left with the reality that there is a baby in its crib in this room that is with something that has terrified this 2-year-old and now me.
Ooh.
So I stand up and I'm like, okay, I gotta get this fucking baby out into the living room so I don't leave it here with whatever is in here. Or not in here, just for, good cause to take the baby with you. I bend over the crib to pick up the baby. This is so weird because I can still remember it happening. I bend over.
Same.
No, it really is. Like I really didn't believe until like this shit happened, and I was like, I don't know. So I bend over to pick up the baby, and there is a guttural growl that happens into my ear, and it's so strong. I'm bending over that it's like this low belly, not human, low belly growl. And it's like I can't even do it. I can't even do it. It's like something from like a bull, maybe, or a horse. I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
But the air that came from it was so profound that it made my hair go. It blew my hair. Like the growl blew my hair. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do in this moment. I literally picked the baby, held it to my chest. I closed my eyes. Because I didn't want to see what the fuck was in this room. I wasn't. At this point, I was like, I don't know what's real. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's not real. I just go, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome here. You're not welcome here. And I just run out of this room. And that was terrifying.
Yeah.
That wasn't even the scariest part. After that, we're all sitting in the living room. I'm staring down the hallway.
Well, I would have
waited. I can't just kidnap these kids.
I would have. I would have been like, fuck the mom. She don't give a shit. Kids are coming with me. Your house is haunted as fuck. There's a demon sucking the life out of your kids. That's why I said on the ventilator. I am out of this hoe. Come pick them up at my house. Here's the address.
All right. Okay. So in Texas, we have a place for people that say things like that.
Jail.
Loony bin.
Oh.
Yeah. I just didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to risk. I didn't have that much time left, but waiting for mom and dad to come home relieve me of the Conjuring house. And, I'm sitting there just like watching down the hallway, just like waiting for someone to come crawling out of their room. the little 2-year-old's asleep on the couch. She wakes up in a sweat and a scream.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what now, bitch? What now? What now? And she goes, this is a 2-year-old. She goes, there's monsters in this house and they want to kill my family. And I'm like, oh. All we watch is baby stuff on TV all day. Like, what do you even know about the word kill?
Yeah.
Like, kill my family? Like, that's so
dark.
That's so dark for a 2-year-old. We're learning about colors.
Yeah.
Like, no, ain't no way. So that happened. She went back to sleep. And then it was the oddest thing. Right before the parents got there, I was just trying to make the time go by. I actually think I went back to do the dishes because I got anxious. And I hear toys being moved around in the playroom. And I'm trying to ignore it. And then they stop abruptly. And then I hear something. I turn the sink off. And I hear someone sobbing in the girls' room. I hear someone sobbing in there. And it sounds like a little girl. I look to the living room. 2-year-old and baby are still asleep in the living room. This all happened one night. And I just am listening to a wailing of sobbing from clear as day from that room. And again, there's no one for miles from this place. There's no one for miles. And then, sorry, this story's kind of long. After I leave and tell my boyfriend at the time everything that happened, we look up the place. Place burned down. The original property burned down. A little girl that was the same age as the 4-year-old died, and she had the same name as the imaginary friend. So that was really sad. And then after that, they used that property as like a holding cell. So people who got in trouble, I guess, in the county went around this area.
Oh, sure.
And then after that, that house that they built used to be some kind of like motel. So it'd been renovated.
Wow.
Yeah. And so lots of energy, lots of scary shit. But it really made me believe in ghosts and stuff after that.
Yeah. There's a lot of fucked up shit in that house.
Yeah.
Do you think the girl, was it the little girl that screamed, or do you think it was the girl that was crying, screaming?
Little girl, what do you mean?
Like when you said you heard like the 2-year-old scream, do you think it was actually the 2-year-old, or do you think it was the ghost crying?
I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah, that's kind of what hit my head. Like maybe she wanted you to come in the room to protect the girls from like the actual demon. Mic drop. But right, kind of like, because normally, you know, if there's like a little girl crying, she probably wanted to protect her friends because she was friends with them, and then, or it's the same shit and they're trying to like fuck you up and get you in there. Maybe, I don't know.
I have no way of knowing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you. I don't want to find out. It really fucked me up. My brain had a really hard time like absorbing that experience as reality because it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And I've explained this story in much greater detail to people who are very apprehensive to believe any kind of paranormal thing, and it just doesn't make sense. Like they just don't want to believe. That's okay, but it did happen.
I believe you. That's
happen.
Literally a movie. You can go submit that to someone because they need better movie ideas, and that's fucking terrifying.
It was terrifying. Luckily, nothing happened to me. I'm really thankful about that. I do think that family probably is dead.
Oh, okay, that was what I was gonna ask. You never have spoken to them?
No, she begged me to come back, but I couldn't. It got too scary.
Fuck no.
It got too scary for me, and
I kind of want to look them up.
I honestly have suppressed the entire thing so far. I probably could, if I looked hard enough, find like the address, maybe the family. I could maybe ask my old roommate. But it was very clear to me near the end that the parents, or at least the mom, was in denial about what was happening in that house. Because I would bring up I would ask some questions, and she would just kind of laugh it off. And then I would also ask some questions to some of the workers that were running in the house, and they would like laugh and like walk away. Like they didn't want to talk about things with me. So it's like everyone was in on like knowing something, but they didn't want me knowing.
Oh my god, it's so scary.
They didn't want me knowing because they probably lost a babysitter before me, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really fucking creepy. And I don't fuck with that shit no more.
No, that's terrifying as fuck. I would have probably pissed my pants if that. I don't even know.
I damn near about pissed my pants when I was leaving the house at night. I was scared. I felt like I couldn't look in my rearview mirror.
I wouldn't.
I feel like
I'd be crying, just like, oh, fucking drive. I'd probably go like 100 miles per hour out that hoe.
I tried, but there was not a fucking shed of light.
You know what? I probably actually would have been arrested because I would have taken the kids and I would have left.
No.
I would have.
No.
I would have been. If something growled in my fucking ear.
I was worried though that I was worried about this for weeks after I stopped babysitting for them. I was worried something might have attached to me. And I feel like if I had maybe taken those kids, I'm worried that, I don't know, maybe it would attach to one of them, or would attach to me. I don't know. I'm just thankful I made it out alive.
Literally.
Yeah, because it did not feel safe in there.
No. Mm-hmm. Well, Allie is alive and well. She made it out of that situation. That was your Halloween story. Fuck. Yes. Where can they find you?
Oh, my handle's the same for everything. Just Allie Pence.
Allie Pence. Mm-hmm. Look her up, follow her. She has amazing, amazing content on every platform. You're welcome. Love you. And that's a wrap for this episode. I know it's long, but that story was fucking iconic. So,
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween! See you guys next time. I'm keeping it juicy.
See ya!
Peace.